Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop and welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. What you're looking at right now is all of the aftermath of this competition, but we're going to rewind a little bit and start from the beginning. Aliya is currently enrolled in pastry school and working towards getting her red seal, and she is fantastic with buttercream. Next up, we have Rachel, who is the owner of Happy Cakes and who has so graciously allowed us to film in her bakery. Sheila is a very experienced cake decorator with 12 years of cake decorating experience. And finally, there's me, Ashleigh, who is the owner and operator of the Sweet Dreams Bake Shop channel. So the rules of this are fairly straightforward. We get 2 hours to complete the cake from start to finish. We are getting a little bit of extra help. Rachel is making sure that everything is stacked and filled prior to, just so that we can shave off a little bit of that time and focus more on the decorating. Teams were randomly decided upon on the day of the actual competition so that nobody would be able to talk about their ideas for the theme prior to. Rachel and I also came up with a bunch of different Christmas themes. Most of them were fairly open-ended. I think the one that we actually ended up choosing was one of the most specific ones, and those were also randomly decided upon on the day. And finally, each team was given 10 minutes of planning time to discuss with their partner exactly what they were going to do with this cake. What color scheme do you want?
I mean, like...
It's very zany, right?
Yeah, like
very,
super colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like... Okay, so it's a two-tiered cake, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just kind of like figure this out.
So we definitely need to have Grinch on there.
I want to do the Grinch.
Yeah.
We'll do the Grinch. Almost wondering if we should distort the top of this and make it all rock.
Do we have Rice Krispie available?
Yeah. So there's rock everything. We can put the sleigh on top
Yeah.
where Max is kind of holding it and hoping it doesn't fall off the edge.
Yeah. Is light pink too crazy?
No. Yes.
Yeah, right?
Love
like
that.
That'll bring it in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Doesn't this look great?
Yeah.
Are you not proud of this?
We're gonna win based on this alone.
Here, it's really fun. It's very clear.
Yeah. Are we starting? Yeah. Ah!
Okay, so we're doing 2 tiers,
Yeah,
and it's the Grinch theme.
yeah, I haven't seen the Grinch.
Aliya's never seen the Grinch, so it's not going well already. What's the story we want to tell with the cake?
The story of the Grinch. The Grinch doesn't like Christmas, right?
Right.
So what happens at the end of the movie? He likes Christmas.
Yeah, he likes Christmas and his heart grows 3 sizes.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know what to do at all.
Oh, also you're gonna have to do all the fondant.
Yeah, you'll do the icing, so we'll for sure have a Grinch. Here's our Grinch.
Should we do this like leading Christmas tree thing? Do we have time for that? We have
No.
2 hours.
I don't think we have time for
Okay.
that. There's a scene where Cindy Lou gets stuck in the mail thing. It would be fun to have her stuck and the Grinch just like looking at her
Okay.
like she's suffering.
Yeah.
So, how do we make that work into this design? Or do we have the Grinch stealing presents? Let's do that. That'll
Stealing
be better.
presents?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're gonna do. I feel like Sheila's a lot more creative than us, so I don't know what we're gonna face. But
Now these cake challenges, despite the fact that they're only 2 hours long, do take up quite a bit more time because there's a lot of cleanup and setup. So we decided to make sure that the buttercream was all ready to go prior to.
Hi, we're Team Disadvantaged because Aliya's never seen the Grinch before.
Never. I'm sorry.
Hi, we're Team Loo-Hoo because it's very adorable.
And we're born for this.
Yeah, that's right. No disadvantages here. So our plan of attack was basically to get everything crumb-coated and ready to go as quickly as possible. So Sheila was admittedly doing the more tricky part because she had to work on doing that Rice Krispie sculpture and making sure that that 6-inch chocolate cake was slightly carved down a little bit so that it actually looked like a mountain and not just a mountain on top of the tiered cake. While those crumb-coated cakes sat in the freezer, yes, you heard me right, the freezer, because when you're on a time crunch, you need it to get as cold as possible, as quickly as possible. We are working on all of the fondant details. So Sheila is working on the sled with that whole little sack of toys just packed in there, and I was working on those peppermint candies. I'm also working on this tree here, and I did want to make sure that this tree was a statement. I didn't just want to do a fully made out of fondant tree. I wanted this to be fairly large. In order to accommodate this, we actually needed to switch off that bottom tier onto a larger cake board so we could fit all of the details on there. Sheila had the great idea to cover our board just a little bit so it looked a little bit more finished off. It's so great when you work with somebody else, because I probably wouldn't have even thought of that because I would have been so engrossed in what I was doing with just trying to get things done. But I really think that little patch of snow in the front makes all of the difference. Sheila continued to work on that adorable Grinch and all of the details on the top tier while I finished up that bottom tier, and we put it all together and packed in as many other details as we could. Now, I'm always very intimidated when I'm not working with Rachel because I know that Rachel has such amazing speed. I also know that Aliya is amazing with buttercream, and she's really good with things like drip cakes and just making that buttercream super perfect very quickly. They're starting off with getting all of those fondant details ready. I'm assuming because those fondant details take a lot more time, and they're planning on doing a buttercream coat on their cake and not covering with fondant. And both teams filmed with multiple phones, and I must say that I think this team definitely won for filming because I was not really paying attention to what I was filming, so I'm super happy we got to see that tree made up close. Now what Aliya is doing is she's creating all of those little smaller fondant details with fondant molds while Rachel continues to work on all of her character designs. After the cake had been chilling for a while in the freezer, I believe, they went ahead and stacked everything together, added a nice chocolate drip to it, and it looks like a bunch of Whoville details on the bottom. Interestingly enough, when I had thought of the cake at first, I did imagine a few more buildings on our cake, but it just ended up not being that way. Loving the way that this sleigh looks. I love how misshapen it looks, just like it does in the movie. It's interesting. I think that we both kind of were thinking of the same movie. There's the live action, and then there's the actual cartoon, and there's also the books. But I think that we both kind of went for that live action look. And how adorable was that little Cindy Lou Who? One thing I think that's interesting to note is all of Rachel's characters are always made with 100% fondant. So very, very rarely does the shop ever use gum paste. If we need something a little bit firmer, we do use Tylose powder mixed with fondant, but we don't bother with gum paste. Now they're going in, adding all of those little details to the top of the cake, making sure that structurally everything looks good and everything is coming together, adding a string of lights, and because this is mainly going to be looked at from the front of the cake, really focusing on that portion.
Hi, Ashleigh's followers. Here's a little update for you. Rachel and I finished. Rachel, how do you feel about our cake?
We have 15 minutes to spare, and we're feeling really good about it.
Yeah, we are. We got this. Meanwhile, the other two, ugh, I can't say the same. Look at them. Look at them panicking, crouching over there. And yeah, so we got this. We're gonna win. Vote for ours. And yeah, subscribe to me also. Cake Legend on YouTube and TikTok.
So that was not only my first time working with you, but my first competition I've ever done in this kind of style. So it was not as intense as I thought it was going to be. I think it's because you're great.
Aww.
You're great. It was awesome being with you.
I think the only part that I felt nervous about was when, okay, there was two. When we were putting the wire into the giant ornament on the tree, because I should have done that first when I had like the Rice Krispie structure.
Right.
But then I had covered it, and I thought that my bauble would be a lot smaller so that it wouldn't need so much. But we decided to go with the styrofoam ball.
I'm like, let's go bigger.
Yes, which makes total sense because it is supposed to be like way down.
Right.
And then the other nerve-wracking part was when you stacked on the mountain, and then
You guys, listen. It's only like it's gonna be nervous during the process, but it's all gonna be fine.
It's a very
in the end.
trust the process moment.
It was for sure sketchy.
Yeah.
The mountain kind of broke in half.
It's okay though. It's fine. Because the thing is, like when you're running on a time crunch, you don't have the luxury of placing it in the fridge for an hour.
Totally.
Before you can stack.
Absolutely.
So in which case that would have never happened to the mountain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay because mountains actually have cracks in them.
Exactly.
So we just nailed the realism
in the
behind it.
You know, and we did get basically everything done that we had intended to.
Yeah.
And I think even a little bit more because unlike the other team, we actually used all of our time.
That's right.
She lied. I think she said they ended 15 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it was like half an hour.
It was quite a few minutes. We nailed it. Yeah.
It looks exactly
Does that
like
not
this.
look like the cake?
Identical.
Okay, nothing went wrong and nothing was bad and everything was good and we nailed everything we wanted to nail.
I think so. The drip was a little iffy because I got so used to doing ganache drips at my other job and I forgot how quickly candy melts set, but it's okay.
But other
Nobody
than
will
that,
see.
and I don't think there was anything that we didn't accomplish. We also finished 15 minutes early,
Yeah.
just sort of knows.
Although our cake does have no dowel in it.
Aliya forgot to put a center dowel, so for whoever picks it up,
Be
you're,
very safe.
you're going to want to drive very slowly.
But yeah, our disadvantage wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
Rachel
so-
came up with a great idea.
We went into it with Aliya not knowing anything about the Grinch other than onions, which we didn't put on the cake.
And I only know that from TikTok.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was fun.
Yes.
Team disadvantage.
So we asked you guys to vote on Instagram. You were given 24 hours to vote for your favorite cake, and the winner is cake number 1 by Team Luhu, Ashleigh and Sheila's team.
We had a lot of fun competing against Ashleigh and Sheila in our fun Christmas bake-off. We didn't win, but we had a great time, and we're keeping our spirits up and our wallets open for their dinner.
Their cake was just too good. It was too amazing.
We love a mountain moment.
We are so excited that we are the winners of the cake challenge. We won! And this means that that's 2 wins for me and 0 wins for Rachel.
I want to be on your team until the end of the night. Forever.
So we are super excited. I can't wait to have steak, I guess, is what we're gonna have?
It's gonna be awesome.
Yes. It's very expensive. I'm gonna dress up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Completely.
Thanks again to Happy Cakes
Thank
for
you,
letting
everybody.
us come into the shop and use all of her stuff. Thank you so much, and I love competing with you guys.
So much fun.
And some of you might be wondering what we actually do with these cakes afterwards. Well, spoiler alert, we don't actually eat them. However, you may have the chance to eat one of them if you are in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia and you're available to come to Happy Cakes to pick up one of these cakes. All you have to do is head on over to Happy Cakes Surrey's Instagram page where you will see all of the contest rules. It's super, super easy, no purchase necessary. I love making these videos. It's so much time and effort that everybody puts into it. So a huge, huge thank you to Rachel, Sheila, and Aliya for donating your time and making this all possible. I absolutely love cake decorating with you guys, and I am super excited to do another challenge with you guys in the future. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye!